I'm going to very briefly talk about attitude to learning and homework grades, and as a form tutor, what that means. Thank you to everybody that's come with a sheet of paper that shows you've done your homework. Very, very good. You can all have an R1 for that. We're going to look at, I want you to just watch through and we're going to discuss with the person next to you what this means and actually what that can inform you and help you with this evening. Okay, so we've got attitude to learning and homework has changed from 1 to 4 last year to 1 to 3 this year. So if somebody's a 1, they're performing above expectations. They're pretty much perfect in every way. If they're a 2, they're on track. They're going to get where they need to get to, but they're not shooting away into the distance, but they're doing what they need to do. If they're 3, something's wrong. Either homework's not being done or the pupil's not meeting expectations. Now, as a form tutor, what you're going to get, every time this is updated, on your register in Sims, you will get an average of those things. So if you've got a pupil who's got an average of 2 or better, then everything's good, you're quite happy. If it's below 2, then there's a concern, and as a form tutor, as first port of call, it's at that point that you need to step in and start to do something. And with the directed time that's available this evening, tonight's the time to start that process. So I'm going to demonstrate, and I think pretty much everybody's done it, but how to get there on Sims. So on Sims, if you go into your register, you'll see you've got all these different tabs at the top. I mean lots of different things, but it's the first one that's important. If you click on your first tab, the attitude to work, you're going to get a lot of data, and as time goes on, you're going to get more and more. You'll get that progress 8 figure. We'll do a bit more training on that when it starts to come through. At the moment, it's got some old progress data based on the end of last year, so I'd just take that with a pinch of salt at the moment because things may well have changed. The key thing to do is to make sure that this is up to date. You need to click calculate. Because if I go in today and change some of my Year 8 pupils and you're a Year 8 form tutor, if you click calculate, it'll pull through the very, very latest information. So in effect, this bit of data is live, so it will change week by week. If I click calculate, which is at the top in the middle here, 2 columns should turn red. Thank goodness they did. Okay, which means that's pulled through the very latest information as of this second. I'd always click save at that point because it means you know what you've got and it will lock it in place. So if you go back in without calculating, that's the data that will come up. But from there, it's what you do with that data. So you've got your class in front of you. I'm going to put a demonstration class on the board and just talk through what I do, and I'm going to get you to think about what you might do. So here's my form. I've blanked the names out. If you want to play the guessing game of which child's which, or if I picked your form, that's fine. But I've got all these children. And I've got a homework average based on what's been put in so far, and I've got an attitude to learning average based on what's been put in so far. Can you tell the person next to you 2 things? Who's the first person that you would have a concern phone call with? And who's the first person you'd have a well done pat on the back phone call with? You've got 30 seconds. Lots of children there. Who could suggest somebody that I'd make a concerned phone call to, and a reason why? Somebody volunteer. I'll have to victimise somebody.
Female 4.
Female 4. Why would you make that concerned phone call?
Because obviously above 2 for both attitude to learning and homework, and I've gone with female 4 the most because she's got the highest attitude to learning average.
Great. What might that phone call sound like?
Is there anything we can help at school? What's the problem? Is there any concerns we could deal with? Have you noticed anything? Then would you then go into individual subjects?
You could do. And at this point, obviously, it's only based on 2 weeks. But as we go forward, yes, you could go and pick out individual subjects. But she's got half of them, going to be 3. And so it's about what do we need to do. What else could you do as a form tutor? You've done that phone call, you've spoken to parents. A week later, if nothing's happened, what might you be doing? On to report, speak to head of year. Okay, start to step it up because this child's not performing where they should be. Okay, completely agree. Male 1's not doing too well either, in a very similar vein. Who get a positive phone call? Who are you happy with? Male 1, female 1. Say male 1, I'm open female 1. Okay? Doing better than they should be on average. And that could just be a, hi, Mr. or Mrs. whoever, your daughter's doing really well. Try to keep it up, well done. That's about it. It's just nice for parents to hear that positive. In fact, it's really important for parents to hear that positive. We've just talked about that. What does it tell you? What do you then do? Can you tell the person next to you, looking at the group that you've got in front of you, your bit of paper, who's your first concern phone call or first concern conversation tonight? And who's your first positive? Hopefully, I'm not going to start picking on people, hopefully you've now got a plan. That tonight, if you're meeting parents, you're starting to get an idea of the conversation you're going to have with them. Or if you're phoning parents because you're in 8, 9 or 11, what those conversations might look like. Today's a great opportunity. Every member of staff's going to be on site till 7:30. If you need further information about a child in one lesson, maybe say I've got little Johnny in science, then that's the opportunity to go and find a science teacher. Say, what's going on? Or if he's doing really well in math, or what's going on differently. Starting to really get to know your form and really trying to push them to achieve well across the board. Yeah.
I think it's all well and good, but I think there's a slight danger that we could overlook those kids who are just quietly getting on, who don't cause problems in class, who don't stand out to be flagged up. And often they're those kids on our CD borderline who can be the ones who drop off year 11 and pull the results.
Of course. And so
you mustn't ignore those middle kids.
No, we mustn't. And so female 3 and female 5 are really good examples there. They're doing pretty much okay everywhere. And so, yeah, this first bit, 3 weeks in, your priorities are top and bottom, but as you go through, as you make contact with everybody, or have those little individual tutorials pointing out assembly, yeah, they're going to be crucial. The one thing I'd add to that is it's not the CD borderline that matters this year, it's every child in every subject. So with the Progress 8 measures coming in, every grade for every child in every subject is as important as any other. But yeah, it's true, but the priority to start with would be that pat on the back, or those well done. If you get there, into the middle of the course this evening, that's great. Okay guys, have a great day. Thanks very much.